Hi everyone, how you doing? Yeshua here. Yes. I said Yeshua. Yes. That Yeshua. Some of you call me different names. Christian religion, you know me as Jesus. Other religions, you know me by different names. Other spiritual beliefs, you know me by different names. You may not quite realize it yet, but over time, we'll get into that. I also go by Gabriel and Azrael, but I changed that to Azzy. And my human name is Paul David Ferguson. So, yeah, Paul David. Kind of a big deal to you Christians, right? Paul, the deliverer of the message of Christianity, of Christ, of Yeshua. And David, of course, King David. So, as I'm delivering this message, it is January 25th, 2024, according to the human Gregorian calendar. Today, this date, specifically January 25th, is my 3-year anniversary of self-love, human self-love, of the true forgiveness of myself and my sins. Because I wanted it to be, and it happened. What led up to this happened a few months prior. This was during the 2020 election in America between Trump and Biden. And I won't get into that too much because that's not why I'm here. But my sister and I, we definitely saw different sides of the coin when it came to who we supported. And we started arguing, we started bickering, and I became a not nice person. Even though my whole life I've maybe been a little annoying, egoistic, sarcastic, still am. And yeah, definitely a big ego. But anyways, I started becoming a not good person, and this was around October, November. The election happened, and she and I kept bickering. And I needed a change. So I just said to myself or to the Lord, whoever, same thing. But starting this new year, I want to change in my life. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I need to change me because I did not like who I was. So January 1st comes around, I consciously put an effort into doing better. Not saying negative words, just kind of going with the flow. It's like, okay, I had set this date, so now I'm going to stick with it. And then January 6th, those in America, January 6th, 2021, that was the whole riot thing that happened at the Capitol, all that blew up, and that if our country hadn't been divided before, that divided it even more. Or it brought a lot of us closer together because of our various opinions on things. Then, over the next couple of weeks, I had a lot of oh my crap moments. One of them was also on January 6th. In addition to that, my old ex-best friend who I hadn't talked to in 12, 13 years came back into my life. And that's a whole nother long story, which I'm sure I'll get into as I do more of these videos. Anyways, he and I had hung out January 17th into the 18th, Saturday into a Sunday or Sunday into a Monday. I might have the dates a little bit wrong. It might have been the 16th to the 17th, but anyways. But that was a very interesting experience. The key I'll give to that is ye shall not pass. But from that date on, until I had my self-love moment. Um, Things just kept being like, oh my God, moments like, what is going on with my life? That sort of thing, in terms of, okay, this is weird, this is odd, like, holy crap. You get the point. I'm kind of repeating myself, but you get the point. Um, and at the time, I'd been listening and watching, following this guy named Francisco Javier Osa. He talked a lot about mirror work, shadow work, and I truly invested into that. So I'd probably been listening to him, taking notes, giving notes as he's doing his lives, that sort of stuff, like really invested into it. I started watching movies in a different way where I would be taking notes on the movies and the TV shows I watch, and I'd take these little nuggets, write it down, and then just kind of compose everything into a writing. Unfortunately, those writings are now gone or missing because I deleted all of my old Facebook profiles. And later on, I'll tell you why I did that. And anyways, I really looked at myself and all those things that I had done wrong, including the most majorest of my sins. And they had been sins where when I was depressed a few years earlier, like heavily depressed, like 5 minutes away from, that sort of depression, I got over it for the most part. But I forgave myself. Sure, I thought about those things every once in a while, but it wasn't the point was that I wasn't putting, like a finger to my head and pulling the trigger because I felt so awful and bad about it. Like I got past it. So self-love. It's like, I forgive you, Paul. I forgive you because I love you. And you did these things, but you have to get over it. And maybe that's why you were an asshole for quite a while after you mostly got out of that depression. So I I had just got done watching Moana. And my favorite song that stuck with me for a long time, and it comes back every once in a while, was You Welcome. Was that song You Welcome? And I'm sure I'll share that later on today somewhere on EmpireTV.com, MPYRE, or on Facebook. Maybe TikTok, I don't know. Anyways, and it just made me laugh and smile, and it's like, that's me. That's Paul. So I was just combining everything that I'd done together. It was weird how this all happened, but it's like, you want to marry me? Yes. That was it. It was like out of nowhere, off the top of my head, I just said to myself, well, I was kind of working with like my three selves, my id, ego, superego. So I'd been communicating with myself and using, you might call it a little bipolar, but I was doing it on purpose. Like, hey, Paul, the ego, hey, Paul, the superego, the id, all that sort of three-way stuff. I know that's a little psychology, and I wasn't the best psychology student, but hopefully you get the point that I just was like, I love you, Paul. You want to marry me? Yes. Like, no second thought. It's like almost before the question was even finished, I'd already answered myself. So we did a little ceremony with just the two of us. And I got in front of the mirror. I looked into the mirror. It's like, Paul, will you take my hand in marriage? I had a ring and everything that I put on myself. And it was really cute. It was, I know it's a little dorky, but that's kind of who I am. I'm a bit of a dork. And I'm proud of it. I'm very proud of being a silly goose. So yeah, today is my 3-year anniversary of that. My dad, Larry, is in town. He took me up north a little bit. We went shopping. He got me a bunch of food while he was in town. Really stocked me up. Talked to him about getting a new phone, and we talked to my mom, and she was like, "Yeah, sure, we'll get you a new phone." It's like, okay, it's like, okay, $3 a month for 3 years. Like, okay, I'll take it. I do need a new phone. So yeah, and I really talked to my dad extensively, almost nonstop for like 2 hours, and he and I never really did that before. But it's like, today's my 3 year anniversary, so let me make a conscious effort to talk to my dad. So I did, and it was really nice. A lot of thank yous, I love yous, that sort of stuff, which my biological family is not really into. We're not into the whole hugging and kissing and saying I love yous, and that's something that I've been working on. Is whenever I talk to them, I try to say I love you. But so yeah, today was it's been a very, very good day because it's like a love day for me. It's, some people think of Valentine's Day as like it's the day, of love. But for me now, January 25th is like, that's my self-love day. So that's what today has been for me. And I purposely, consciously try to 11/11 on this video. And I purposely, consciously just was like love, like Yeshua love, Gabriel love, Paulie love. Well, especially Paulie love, because this is all about Paul right now. Even though I am Yeshua and Gabriel and Azzy and David and Fergie and all these other names. But Yeshua, Paulie. So I guess I just wanted to tell you that for me, January 25th is a love day. And I just want to say I love you. I love you too. I've been recently, for a while, I've been kind of, down in the dumps. Ups and downs, but especially the last day or two. Maybe I was just waiting for this day to occur. But yeah, even God has my off days where things just don't quite seem to click in human form. So even though I'm aware of who I am and my spirit and my capabilities, I still consciously recognize and realize that I am a human vessel, and this is the current dimension that I am in right now. And because this is where my mind is, this is what I am embracing right now. This is when I'm awake in this human form, I must be doing it for a reason. I need to embrace these feelings, these emotions, just to get it. Just to get it. Because I don't have my memories. I don't have my memories of my other time when I was back here or any of my past lives. Anything like that. I have no memories of it. And I know why I don't have my memories. And I'm currently unable to collect those memories. So yeah, for some of you who are hearing this, you've maybe known you were angels your whole life, or you just recently awakened, or you've been awakened for a while. Maybe you've known for about 13 years or so that you're Michael the Archangel, or Mary Magdalene, or a Sophia, or whatever it is. And I'm Yeshua in terms of everything. There are other names that I'll be claiming, like I said, but, for me, that is my highest power. God. Yeshua. I am Yeshua. I am Yeshua. Whoop, there it is. Some of you already know this. Some of you weren't aware of that. And now you're probably going to label me crazy saying that I am the second coming of Jesus Christ. Actually, I prefer Yeshua. It's just a personal thing for me. Maybe it's ego with this human form, but I want to be known as Yeshua. Yahweh, sure. But when you refer to me in a Christ name, please call me Yeshua. Polly works as well, if you want to be cute with me. Paul, Polly. And my angel name, Gabriel Azzi. Gabriel, angel of life. Azrael, angel of death. So if you have a light side and you have a dark side, Gabriel, Azrael. And who better than God or Yeshua to be the angel of both life and death? And I know some of this is repeat for some of you. For a lot of you, this is like the first time. And I have to remember this because I don't really like repeating myself, rehashing old stories, but in a way, this is my first time. And I'm getting used, again, to doing these sort of videos. Yeah, it's kind of weird, again, because people have expectations of what Yeshua, Jesus, would be like when I came back. Oh, he's going to be this glorious figure. Everyone's going to know that he's the second coming, that he's Yeshua. He's going to come from the skies and reveal himself. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe I just wanted to play a little game on you and trick and to see, with free will and choices, would you accept me as Yeshua? Will you accept me as Yeshua? As the second coming that a lot of you have been waiting for. And now that I'm back, and I'm telling you that I'm back, will you believe me? Or will you just label me as crazy? Because that is the way that this current civilization has set us up. No offense to the matrix mixers, matrix makers, but yeah, that's part of free will, is you get the choice currently of if you believe I am Yeshua or not. Paul David Ferguson. But I guess while I have you here, I might as well tell you the story of how Gabriel is also Yeshua, or God. Is, if you know the Bible and the story of Gabriel, the archangel, not Archangel Gabriel, Gabriel the archangel. Archangel Gabriel's work for me because I am Gabriel the archangel. Semantics, maybe. Yet for me, as my BFF Michael would say, give glory to yourself. Give glory to my own name. So, yeah, Gabriel the archangel. Or Gabriel archangel. If you want to go first name, last name, if it helps you a little bit more, fine, Gabriel archangel. But yeah, I'm Gabriel the archangel. Anyways, now I want to repeat again. So, I delivered the news to Mary that she would be the mother of Christ, the one that the Israelites have been waiting for. And I delivered that message to her. Yet, I delivered myself to her. As Gabriel, I went to Mary and said, don't quote me, you're going to be the mother of God. And whether she knew it or not, it was me who put me, Yeshua, into her. Yeah, it makes sense a little bit, right? I delivered myself to her via Gabriel. But I am Gabriel. Yeshua is Gabriel. Gabriel is Yeshua. But Yeshua, of course, is like Yeshua. And I couldn't just go directly into my mom, my human mom. So I had to become an angel so I could deliver this message to you. Yeah. And yeah, there you go. It's like, oh, it's like, have a V8? It's like, that makes so much sense now, doesn't it? So, but like I said, I don't have memories of that. Maybe I purposely am blocking that because, who would want to remember that sort of anguish and pain? Even as a God, still as a God, I was in human form, and this human form can feel pain and anguish, love, hurt, disgust, reprehension, kindness. That's where it's not easy being human. It's for many of us, maybe all of us, it's not easy being human, but I love it. I know a lot of you don't, and maybe I've just been so bemored that with my personal life, like kind of a golden boy, silver spoon, but not really a silver spoon because my family was very poor growing up. But I love my life. Sure, things could be a lot better humanly and as Paul, but I don't know. It's like I don't see the worst of the world. I see the best of humanity. And whether that humanity is only the angels or the ETs or whatever, it's like, I don't know. I just see the best in things. I get annoyed by things. Sometimes I used to get mad or frustrated, still a little frustrated, but more annoyed. That's where, I talk to people and they're like, I want to go home. I don't like my life. Whatever. And I then hear their stories like, yeah, I get it. And I don't have the memories or the consciousness or that you guys have. So I haven't experienced that physically, but mentally as an empath, I'm like, dang, it's no wonder you want to go home. But for me, I still see the best in this world. Planet Earth, Gaia, whatever title you want to give this planet that we're on right now. And, listening to my mom's stories of me, Kathy, the Mary Mother number 2, I guess. Mother Mary number 2, that's my mom, Kathleen. But yeah, I lose my train of thought very easily sometimes. So until I get my mind more, in tuned, there will be times where, maybe you can already see how my eyes just kind of drift away sometimes. Like, what am I thinking? What's my next thought going to be? And then I've lost the train of thought that I was on. But, oh yeah, that's right. When I was young, my family moved around a lot. Born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, well, right outside in Meadowbrook, at a Holy Redeemer Catholic Hospital, February 2nd, 1975. 1975. Numerology, that equals out to 2222. So, I'm quad twos. The arc come in twos, and here I am, 2222. And my physical human location is the very first city once you cross the Mackinac Bridge, which is the bridge that connects the Lower Peninsula to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. It is the bridge that divides two of the Great Lakes, Lake Michigan and Lake Huron. So from the Lower Peninsula, you know, the lower side, you have to come up through, maybe you want to say 4D. You have to cross that bridge to come to me. So you literally, from, let's just say, down south, you have to cross the bridge to get to me here in this city where I am right now. And I'll let you look at a map and figure in where I currently live. I'm pretty certain that many of you did not even realize that Michigan has a lower peninsula and an upper peninsula. I didn't even know that till I moved to Michigan. But now I'm telling you that if you look at a map, there's actually 2 peninsulas of Michigan. I mean, who knows? Maybe one day the Upper Peninsula will be the 51st state, which is still kind of a dream of mine, but that's kind of a different story again. God, I go off on... God, yeah, what? Hi. I go off on so many different tangents. I'm kind of like if you ever watch soap operas, like I used to watch Days of Our Lives, it's like, here's a story. Oh, here's another story. Here's another story. And eventually I try to wrap all of these different stories up. It just takes me a little bit longer. So this is kind of like Cloud Atlas as well. A great movie. Great movie if you want to know some things that are going on here. But anyways, born in Philadelphia, 6 months or so I lived there, then moved to North Carolina for about 2 or 3. Then my dad was a Marine, by the way. Then we got relocated to Hawaii, but we had to stop in Michigan where my dad's family was. And it's like, moving 3 places, at least 3 different houses in the span of 3 years, I didn't have anything that I was really connecting to. So I kept moving around a lot. But I was on the bed with my mom, from what she tells me, and there was a bunch of stuffed animals. And out of the stuffed animals came this aqua blue elephant named Ella. Ella, 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 Ella. And my mom started telling me the story of Ella being the queen of the elephants. And just how she was a protector, a healer, a best friend, a companion. And I took that blue elephant, Ella, everywhere. I started collecting more stuffed elephants. I probably had a family of like 36, 39, I think was my, I think it was around 38, 39, along with this big Nittany lion. We are Penn State. That was the main protector of the elephant family, because the elephants were like stuffed animals, and then I had this big, huge lion that was protecting them. And anyway, so Ella was my protector for a very long time until 2006, when for some dumb reason I left her behind when I went to move to Virginia Beach. And then where I had her, there was a flood, and she passed, which sucks. I still, even though I'm almost 49, I still think about her sometimes, and I miss Ella. But yeah, so I have an affinity for elephants and eagles. Philadelphia Eagles football team. Plus, I've always loved eagles. Eagles are the symbol of America. Well, one of the symbols, but for me, I was always attached to eagles for both reasons, I suppose. And where I live, by the way, if I didn't mention it, is where 2 and 75 meet. Old US 2, new US 2, I-75. If you remember, my birthday is 2/2/75, so you wonder if I'm where I'm supposed to be right now? Yeah, birth date and my physicalation physical location, 2275. Yeah, if you're looking for synchronicities, there you go. So hopefully some of you are gathering everything that I'm telling you and accepting it. Some of you already have, some of you won't, some of you will think about it. I'm just telling you who I am, and it is up to you if you want to accept it or not. If you want to think of it as me playing a role, maybe kind of a part of a reality TV show, EmpireTV.com, MPYRE TV.com, that's fine too. And hopefully that'll make a great selling point to someone in Hollywood or someone who wants to make a movie about how you have Gabriel, the archangel, who met Michael, the archangel, online, became BFFs. We still haven't met in person, even though both of us tried to cross our respective borders to the other, but we're told that there are reasons why we could not cross, still cannot cross. And at this point, seems like we're purposely being kept apart. Anyways, but yeah. I don't know what to say. Everyone thinks God always has the answers. You know, and there's that one song, I forget who sings it, but what if God was one of us? What if God was one of us? Huh. Hi, I am God, Dogma I, Yeshua. I love you. Yeah, sometimes I can come off a little weird. Odd, unique. But that's where a lot of people have these expectations of what God is, who God is, what the second coming of Christ would be like. And I'm like, I'm just a normal guy. I just happen to be Yeshua. And the name that I chose was Paul David Ferguson for my second coming. And MPYRETV.com, MPYRE.tv. Or for anyone who may resonate with being an alien or an ET, MPYRE.online. And if you still have problems with getting to 5D, you can try the 4dbridge.com.